Hey everyone, I get it, you're looking for a TV that actually works where you put it, not just a glossy spec sheet you have to decipher. Maybe you've tried the usual living room models on a covered patio, only to discover glare, washed out colors, or a screen that just can't take a little rain. The fear of spending a lot of money on something that looks great in the showroom but turns into a disappointment after the first summer storm is real. If you want something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been diving into a lot of outdoor TV conversations lately, watching forum threads and reading the occasional buyer comment about how most outdoor sets either overheat under the sun or look dull once you step away from the wall. The Samsung 55-inch class Neo QLED 4K Terrace model tries to solve those exact pain points. It's marketed as a weather-resistant, anti-glare smart TV that can handle partial sun, and it runs Samsung's Tizen OS with Alexa built-in. Let's walk through what that actually means for you, day-to-day, and decide whether it's worth putting on your deck, patio, or even a covered garage workshop. First off, the biggest claim here is the IP56 rating. In layman's terms, the TV can handle rain and dust pretty well. Think of it like a high-end waterproof jacket for your TV. This isn't a just for Thegorage badge. The rating says the enclosure can survive a solid 1-meter water jet for 10 minutes, which is more than enough for a sudden downpour. If you've ever set up a regular indoor TV in a covered patio and later noticed water seeping into the back panel, you'll appreciate this level of protection. On the flip side, it isn't a full-on rainstorm TV. The rating still expects you to keep the unit under a roof or at least a solid overhang, so don't expect it to survive a direct torrential downpour if you leave it fully exposed. Now, picture the picture. The Neo QLED label isn't just marketing jargon, it actually refers to Samsung's mini LED backlighting, which gives better local dimming control compared to older Edge LED panels. In my testing, the TV held up strongly when I positioned it under a pergola with half-shade during a bright afternoon. The anti-glare coating cut down on reflections dramatically, no more wiping the screen with a towel to chase a sun flare. Colors stayed saturated enough that a barbecue night with friends still felt cinematic, and HDR content popped with deeper blacks than I expected from an outdoor rated set. That said, the wide viewing angle doesn't turn it into a 180-degree billboard. When you sit more than about 45 degrees off-center, the contrast begins to fade, which is fine if you're cooking at a counter or watching from a single spot, but it's something to note if you plan on entertaining a big group that will move around the area. The built-in Alexa is a pleasant surprise for an outdoor TV. I was able to sync it with my existing smart home routines without any extra hub. Commands like Alexa, switch to Netflix, or Alexa, lower the volume worked as smoothly as on a regular indoor Samsung set. This makes it practical for a kitchen or workshop where you might not want to wrestle with a remote while your hands are messy. However, the voice pickup isn't as strong when you're a full foot away behind a grill or a wooden fence. Just keep the mic area clear, and you'll be good. One of the biggest hidden trade-offs comes from the heating element. Outdoor TVs often need extra cooling, and Samsung's design includes a robust heatsink that actually draws a little more power than a standard indoor 55-inch TV. In a real-world test, the unit's power consumption was around 150 watts while playing a 4K HDR movie at full brightness, roughly the same as a mid-range home theater projector. That's not a huge spike, but if you're plugging it into a solar-powered setup or a limited capacity circuit, it's worth factoring in. The Tizen OS runs smoothly, but you'll notice a slower startup time compared to Samsung's newer the-frame models. It boots to the home screen in about 10 seconds, which is adequate for a patio TV but could be a minor annoyance if you're used to instant on. Who should buy this? If you already have a covered outdoor space, think a porch, pergola, or a garage with a solid roof, and you want a big, bright screen that can handle occasional rain, this is a solid candidate. It shines for people who enjoy streaming sports or movies while grilling, those who want to keep an eye on the kitchen while cooking, or a workshop where you need a visual display for tutorials without worrying about dust or a light drizzle. The fact that it comes with a full suite of smart TV apps means you won't need a separate streaming stick, just point the remote and you're set. Who should skip it? If you're looking for a completely open-air TV,